What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 Postgame Show. I'm Jim. With me tonight is Doug. Doug, we got a Pirates win over the Cubs to talk about.
I mean, I'm on the Postgame Show. What else do you expect when I'm on the Postgame Show but another Pirates win?
That's all we do. When we're together, it's just all wins. All wins is what we talk about. So. And tonight was a fun one. I mean, the house of horrors for the Pirates this season. They haven't been able to do anything, and they actually haven't won a game at Wrigley all year long until tonight. And they were facing Justin Steele, who Cy Young candidate, probably going to finish top three.
Top three at least.
Yeah, 3 or 4. And the Pirates, they looked terrible against them to begin with. He was rolling through the first few innings. He struck out 6 in the first 3 innings.
Like Andre Jackson through those first 3 innings.
Yeah, no, he looked great.
In the 4th inning, he looked like Andre Jackson in the 4th inning.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Pirates end up getting to him. He doesn't record an out in the 4th inning. We'll get to all of this, but man, yeah, it was pretty incredible. I noticed during the game, I was like, I remember us doing this, against some other good pitchers too. And I looked it up, and they knocked Spencer Strider out in the 3rd inning. Right. They knocked Zach Gallen out in the 4th inning. They knocked Justin Steele out in the 4th inning today. So they've been.
I think we beat Blake Snell.
I don't
know. So I can't remember how badly we roughed him up, but
yeah. Basically, the Pirates just need to face better pitching, is what it sounds like.
Problem, right? Yeah, because what our poison is 100-year-old guys coming off the disabled list who have had 4 or 5 bad starts. The Patrick Corbins. There was someone else. Dallas Keuchel. These guys we can't. They're throwing perfect games into the 6th inning. Send up Zach Gallen, no problem. Hey, Justin Steele, sit out, right?
Yeah. Wild. Yeah. Mitch Keller got the start for the Pirates today, and he also looked pretty good, to start the game. The Cubs did, score the first run of the game in the 2nd inning. Cody Bellinger doubled, and he was hit in on a Seiya Suzuki single, which Brian Hayes made a really good play on that one to get Suzuki kind of wandering off first base, but. The Cubs took a 1-0 lead early, and like I said, we mentioned the Pirates' bats were it was looking like it was going to be another game like yesterday almost, where the offense was just going to do nothing and strike out.
Completely inept, right? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah, 1st inning, strike. There was 2 strikeouts in the 1st inning, strikeout in the 2nd inning, 2 strikeouts in the 3rd. So, yeah, Justin Steele had them in a bind. But in the 4th inning, one of the better innings I've seen the Pirates bats have. And they batted around. Brian Hayes led off with a single, Connor Joe singles, Jack Sawinski singles. So that ties the game up. Triolo singles, Davis singles, and it was a hell of an at bat that he put together.
That really was a good at bat.
Yeah. 2-run single from Davis. Another single by Peguero. Like the offense just singled Justin Steele to death. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight singles.
Right. And this is a team that does not string hits together. Right. And we, with 6 hits strung together without Brian Reynolds, I'm saying, like, this was the, getting toward the bottom part of the order, which has been an easy part of the order for teams to navigate here in the recent past. Yesterday, right? So yeah, it was good because you got contributions from guys that are going to be here next year. Hayes and Sawinski is our friend. And then young guys, young guys that you're not sure about, Pagero and Triolo, and then young guy that you're counting on and Henry Davis. I mean, it was, you couldn't have asked. Like I said, it was one of the better innings that this team has had. And it might have been one of the better ones they had all season, really.
Yeah. And then after all of those singles, it's all capped off by a 3-run homer by Joshua Palacios. His 9th home run of the season. Palacios, they put him in the leadoff spot tonight against the left-handed pitcher, and you're like, I don't really know what Shelton's thinking here, but it paid off. I mean, the homer wasn't against Steele. This was after he was taken out, but Palacios 3-run homer, and that made it a 7-1 game at that point with Keller on the mound and rolling. You felt pretty good about the rest of this one.
Yeah, you did. You thought, okay, he's just got to throw strikes, which he did. But he sort of missed the spirit of the instruction to just throw strikes, not throw meatballs, just throw strikes. But I don't know what to say about Josh Palacios. I mean, the whole once again, it's September, and I don't know a damn thing about this team. I don't know one thing for sure next year. So enjoy it, embrace it. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. You're right. And then Keller goes off the rails. And, I know that you guys love to talk about Keller, and, well, it was soft contact. Not tonight. 6 of those were 102 mile off the bat. So
yeah, before we get into Keller, let's spend a little bit more time on Palacios here. Okay. I mean,
you guys discussed him on Starbucks. Yeah.
Topic for discussion. Donardo and I talked about him on Monday. It's pretty exciting. Like, he's an exciting player to watch.
Yeah,
you love rooting for him. He comes through in big moments. But I mean, you look at the rest of his game, and he's not really a good baseball player. It's just he comes through like when you need him to. So is someone, first off, is that an actual thing? Like, is Joshua Palacios just a clutch performer, right? Is that a thing?
That stuff usually balances out, right? I mean, last year Brian Reynolds couldn't get a hit with anybody on base. This year he hits, but every time we keep saying he's not a good player. What did he have? 2 hits tonight, right?
2 hits tonight, 3 RB.
Yeah. I think his OPS now is up to about 689, 690. I know that's not good. I know that's okay.
Yeah, not much, 674. 674.
Oh, that must have been okay. Well, all right. So not so good, right? But it was 660, I think, not too long ago when we were having this conversation. It is headed in the right direction. Does he just need more playing time? Is it more work in the cage with Andy Haynes? I mean, it's I'm not a believer by any means, but I'm going to stop dismissing him, right? Because it just seems like every time, or maybe I continue to dismiss him because every time I say, man, I know he's terrible, but man, that was a fun hit, or that was a fun game to watch with him, and he comes back with 2 more. So it's, I mean, we had sort of had a similar conversation you and I did just the other day about Andahar, and I don't know where he fits in on the lineup, or on the roster, but I think you said it best. Hey, if he starts, we keep him in the organization and start him out at AAA and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, you still got to look at the overall body of work. And I said, outstanding player to watch. I have a lot of fun watching Joshua Palacios. He's an enjoyable player.
Yeah, some of the best moments.
And I wish, I wish he was better. Like, it's just, I don't think you can roll with him going into next year.
No, you cannot count on him for any kind of significant contribution, right? I mean, again, if in April somebody goes down, he comes up for 10 days, that's fine, right? That's fine. If you're penciling him in as the 4th outfielder, I think you're not trying very hard on this season.
Yeah, but back to today, he was great. 2 hits, a home run,
game in the postgame show,
and played a huge role in today's win. So So yeah, let's kind of head back there. So the Pirates, cap off that fourth inning with that Palacios homer. It's 7-1 now. You're feeling good. Keller's rolling. Keller, even in the fourth, he responds to that 7 spot with a 1-2-3 bottom of the fourth. So, exactly what you want to see from him. And then in the fifth, Jared Triolo, who, Doug, it was you and me who were talking about this the other day. Like, if Jared Triolo, if he could just hit a little bit and get maybe like a 700 OPS, then like you're talking about a useful guy.
And
Jared Triolo, that was his
OPS?
second homer of the year.
Right.
He went 3 for 5 today.
Right.
Played a solid second base. OPS now up to 690. He's like right there on the precipice. Like, this is what I mean. Like when like if he can just hit a little bit, he can be a very useful guy. He was very useful today.
Right. And again, he hit the home run, but his singles were actually hard hit singles. They were too hot to handle type thing. This wasn't what he was doing when he first came up, when he blooped everything in, over the middle infield. And again, he's so versatile defensively. And when Brian Hayes is your third baseman and you have some injury concerns and you want to make sure he gets rested, you really would like to have, not a major drop off defensively, because, Brian Hayes is so special there, but, and he's perfect for that. I mean, he could play some first base, give Key a rest. Yeah. I mean, he was terrific tonight. I mean, he was just terrific. He hit the ball hard. You make contact, good things happen. And, right. If he could just continue on with that. I the more I watch him, the more I like him, the more I want to, hope he succeeds and hope he's a part of this team moving forward.
Yeah, I think he could definitely play a pivotal role on this team going forward. So, but yeah, great game from him today. 3 for 5. He's getting a little bit of playing time here down the stretch, and he is he's looked pretty good since his call up. So, Pirates head into the bottom of the fifth. They're up 8-1. Mitch Keller's on a roll. He's just pitched 3 scoreless innings. Well, 2 scoreless innings, but 3 out of 4 scoreless innings. Been looking good. And then Christopher Morel hits a hanging sweeper, 440 feet out of Wrigley Field onto, I think that's Waveland there behind the left field bleachers. So Morel crushes this ball. You're still feeling good though. It's like, whatever.
Right. It's one home run. Who cares?
Yeah, 8-2. But then, some more troubles. Single, hit by pitch. You load the bases, and guess who's up?
Yeah, Ted Williams, right?
He might as well be
versus the Pirates.
Ian Happ might as well be Ted Williams,
right.
And Ian Happ does the most predictable thing ever in that he hits a grand slam, and we've got a ball game again.
Yeah, now it's 8-6, and I remember right before that started. I think I'm like, you cannot give this game away. I mean, but this is it when it's 8-2. I mean, you think, you're not worried, but I'm just like, they cannot lose this game. They cannot lose this game. And next thing you know, it's 8-6, and I'm like, and it's just Keller is another, confounding guy. I mean, his ERA now is 4.25. How did that happen? I mean, he's had. He's had a lot of rough starts, and I remember you and I were in the post-game chat. We weren't doing the show, but we were in the chat and this was like in May, and he had won the game. But I'm like, aren't we starting to get concerned? He's had a couple shaky starts, and he told me to bite my tongue, and then from there it just got worried. Then he went into that terrible stretch. You could see it coming, So I hope. I don't know. It seems to me there's something missing there with him. I don't know if I don't want to. I said he was soft in the Discord, and I don't know if
you did. You were.
I'm just so, well. He's, what's frustrating about him is like 2 years ago this wouldn't have bothered me as much, but now we've seen how good he can be, right? So why does it keep going away? He's turning into the pitching version of Jack Sawinski. Now you look at the overall number. He's got 205 strikeouts, and he's got this many innings, and he's got this, and he's won. I think he's won 13 games. Did he win?
Yeah. So he did he got the win today, so he's 13-9.
Why, it's a perfect example why win is not a great stat. But I mean, again, just like looking at Jack Swinski, the numbers there, they look pretty good. I mean, we would like a better whip and ERA, of course, but they're still, it's just, I mean, he's our best pitcher, or except maybe when Oviedo pitches a little better, so I'm dying to see consistency from him.
So I think here's my thing on this, and in no means am I blaming any of this really on Mitch Keller, because I think he has been really, really good. And he's been asked to shoulder a lot of weight this year. Absolutely. Like we mentioned the innings, right? Like he's up to 188 innings now. He's going to finish the season with over 200 innings. The strikeouts, by the way, it's 200th strikeout today. So that was neat to see. We haven't had a pitcher do that in a while. But what I mean by shoulder a lot of weight is, if this team had a fully stocked rotation and you had 5 guys that you could rely on to give you 5+ innings day in and day out, I think Mitch Keller's numbers would, and I think you would feel a lot better about it, because I feel there have been a lot of instances, and today included, where if the Pirates didn't need innings out of Mitch Keller, like he would have been out earlier. Like he wouldn't have given up 7 runs.
You do make a really good point,
right?
There would be times where you would just say, all right, now I think he's got a streak now of 30 consecutive games with 5 innings. Paul Mulholland was the last guy that did that for the Pirates. So,
and that's not always like a good thing, because a few of those times that he was asked to go 5.
That's the point I'm getting at. It's right. They've kept running him out there because, man, if he doesn't go 5 or 6 innings, the bullpen, there was points in the season where the bullpen certainly wasn't going to get you there. And then it's like, and tomorrow we have, TBA pitching or TBD or, one of those guys. So, he's been asked to do a lot. And again, not every pitcher, most pitchers evolve over seasons into a really, really good pitcher. They don't all start out like Verlander winning Rookie of the Year. It takes a while, and consistency is the hardest thing to attain in baseball. It's the difference between good and great, and so again, we're Pirates fans, and we're desperate, and we need our best players to be our best players. But there's still a lot of relatively young guys here. Mitch Keller is one of them. Baseball season is a long season. He's asked him to do a lot. It's probably wearing on him. So it's understandable. You have an 8-1 lead, and right, the idea here is to throw strikes, right? And just kind of get, hopefully you're going to get 2-3 innings out of him, more innings at least. But yeah, you got hit hard, and then it was Ian Happ, and we all know how that was going to turn out. So it's fine. It's part of it. I mean, again, he picked the perfect day to blow up a balloon, right? Because in the next inning, we answered. It's so non-typical for a Pirates team to come back and put up 3 more runs. All's well that ends well, as Shakespeare once said.
Yeah, it was a great response by the offense, right? So 8-6 after that 5th inning. It's a new game again. The Pirates are up by 2, but you're feeling like I'm not feeling so good about this one anymore.
I'm feeling very nervous at this point.
I've seen the Pirates blow some games, yeah, and then they answer that. There was a 5 spot that the Cubs put up in the 5th. They answer that with a 3 spot in the 6th. Palacios with a single. He scores on a Brian Reynolds ground ball. And then Connor Joe hits a 2-run homer, his 11th homer of the season. He puts the Pirates up 11-1 11-6 at that point. And yeah, I want to kind of talk about Connor Joe for a little bit too. We can kind of pause and talk about him. I feel like, we talked too about like players playing in their roles, right? And that's what we talked about, Jason DeLay, and like excelling in that role that he's in. Connor Joe, probably a guy who's being asked to do a little bit more than what you'd necessarily like him to do. And while you saw the drop off when you started seeing him play every single day from where he was at the beginning in the first half of the season, April, May, he's really put together like a solid last few weeks. Like he's putting together good at bats today, 3 for 5. I didn't even realize this, 28 doubles on the year now for Connor Joe.
Yeah.
That was a shocking number to me. So, he hit 28th double of the year today, 11th homer. You don't want him playing first base. I don't think you want him as a first baseman, but like as a fourth outfielder who can go in and plug and play, like you can't ask for much more than what Connor Joe's done.
Right. Exactly. He's been outstanding in the role that he should be in, right? Like I said, when we ask him to do too much, he's not able to. But again, you get great at bats from him most of the time. And given how this team strikes out so much, it's nice to see somebody, at least working the count. He hit the ball hard today. The double was just, that was just ripped into the gap like that. I'm not mad if he starts a game in left field and a game in right field. Well, I guess best, a game or two a week, and then comes in and pitch hits and switches, and whatever, does a couple innings at first. Beautiful. He's the reason why Palacios can't be on the team, right? Because he's a better fourth outfielder. Right?
He is. Yeah, and like I say, he's probably getting overextended a little bit. He's going to end up somewhere around 500 plate appearances when it's all said and done, and he probably is someone that you'd like getting around 300, right? So something in that area. Yeah, but he's going to play 130 plus games. He's going to get a bunch of plate appearances. The weighted runs created plus after today is sitting at 102. So again, that's not what you want out of like an everyday corner outfielder, but like you'll take that out of a fourth outfielder who can play pretty decent defense when he's out in the field as well.
Right. And if he's batting a little further down the lineup, I have no problem. If he comes in and he's playing and like you said, it's twice a week or something, you're like, okay, he's batting 7th. He's no easy out. This is, gives some depth to the lineup. Fantastic. I got no problems with it. I really actually enjoy watching him play, and I have hope. I believe that he can get a hit each time he comes up or get on base. And we've gone years without having a lot of guys like that. So.
Yeah, I'm seeing some comments here about like not paying Joe next year. Connor Joe's he's likely to be a Super 2 guy, just based off of his service time. But you're talking about like $1.25 million maybe for a guy who's given that type of production. Like that's nothing. It's nothing for him.
Right. That's those are the kind of players.
Those are the guys you want. The guys you can get this type of production from and pay just
the player that all the other teams have a couple of. Right. When you look at their lineups, they've got guys with 12 and 13. They've got guys with 20 home runs, and we have guys with 4. So sign me up for more Connor Joe. So
yeah, I think you can. I think Connor Joe is 100% definitely on next year's roster. Like, no,
definitely should be. Yes, the price should be right. His versatility is good. He has a skill set we need.
Yep. So pick up where we left off, 11-6, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Keller comes back out after that 5-run inning. And again, just kind of going back to what I mentioned, like when you have 2 starting pitchers, you just have to get the most that you possibly can out of Keller and Oviedo. So Keller probably shouldn't have come out for the 6th, but he does. He gets 2 outs, gives up a double to some guy named Mastrabuni. I don't know, but like I've never heard of this dude in my life. Right. He gets 3 hits tonight. Literally no idea who that. Like typically most people, especially within the division, I've either seen the name before or I've heard it before. No clue who this dude is.
Same way.
I think he just spawned like out of nowhere. Like,
I lived in Chicago 5 years. I hate the Cubs, and I have a bunch of Cubs, so I pay attention, right? And no idea, right? He could have come up with a sign saying I play for the Cubs, and I wouldn't have believed him.
Yeah. So Mastroboni doubles, and he ends up scoring on a Patrick Wisdom single. So Ryan Brucke comes in, cleans up the inning, does let that inherited runner score. So that ends Keller's night. And yeah, line not necessarily very good. 5 2/3. He gives up 9 hits, 7 runs, walks 1, strikes out 6. One of those strikeouts, though, his 200th strikeout of the season. I think he's one of only 5 Pirates right-handed pitchers to ever do that, which is just incredible for a franchise that's been around as long as the Pirates have. So,
but did you know? On that note, the Pirates and Cubs have played over 1,000 times at Wrigley Field. Just at Wrigley Field.
That's wild,
right? I mean,
1,000.
1,000, over 1,000 games. Joe Block said that tonight. I think that it's like the Pirates have won 1,320 or something like that versus the Cubs 1,268. The teams have been around a long time, and to be one of 5 guys. I mean, how many right-handers have the Pirates had? To be one of 5 to do something is. So hats off to Mitch Keller. It really has been, a good season. He's been somebody we can count on by and large.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll set the record. I mean, he should pass AJ Burnett's 209 strikeouts is the most by a right-hander. So
you got to think
he's got 2 starts left. I would guess
2 starts left. Yeah. So, Majinski comes in. Finishes up the 7th inning. Barucki started it. Majinski finishes it. So they get a 0 on the board there in the 7th. Carmen Majinski, ERA now below 2.
1.99.
I saw some random account. I forget who it was. But somebody on Twitter said that Carmen Majinski should get down ballot NL Rookie of the Year votes. I don't know about that one, but he's been.
I'm not sure, but
very impressive.
Right. I would not have predicted that he would have this kind of success. I was looking forward to seeing him. I was glad they converted him to a reliever. But my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I can, envision him as a closer 2 years down the road now. I mean, he looks that good.
Yeah.
He doesn't blink. He's got the stuff, he's got everything he wants.
Yeah. He's now, this was his 9th appearance in September, and 8 of those have been scoreless. Also, the Pirates have won 8 out of those 9 games that he's pitched in. So, yeah, he's been a big part of Pirates wins lately, and definitely, yeah. Once you kind of realize he wasn't going to be a starting pitcher, I think the Pirates did a good thing, making him just a reliever, getting him used to that role, seeing some success in AAA. And then getting him up here as soon as he was ready. I don't know if he was ready before this, but he's been excellent.
Yeah, I mean, he's just right. He's been terrific. I mean, him and Peguero are 2 best rookies. And I guess that's kind of a depressing thing in a certain sense, but it sure has been a pleasant surprise, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you want your 7th inning guy to be the best rookie when you've called up like 8 people this year.
When you called up top prospects, number 1 overall picks.
So that
talk about that on Monday.
Right. So Pirates do add on to their lead in the 9th. Jared Triolo with an RBI single with the bases loaded. Leover Peguero gets a run in on a ground ball. They strand some runners there in the 9th, but that pretty much puts the game out of reach. I think the Pirates would have, they went with Holderman in the 8th. They would have gone with Bednar in the 9th in a 4-run game. But the Pirates add 2 runs in that top of the 9th. And again, that was Connor Joe's double, that he hit and got stuck in the ivy, which is another cool, just little thing about Wrigley Field. Like balls just get stuck in the wall.
It just happens. Yeah, guys. And it's amazing. They can't find them a lot of the times. They just throw random.
There was another instance today where Joshua Palacios ran into the wall and just got lost in the ivy. So it's a unique ballpark. But yeah, then 9th inning, Hunter Stratton comes in and he gets the most easygoing 9th inning that we've seen in a while. Yeah, Hunter Stratton gets a 1-2-3 9th inning. So Pirates win 13-7, their first win at Wrigley Field this year. The season series now, their second win. They're now 2-10 against the Cubs. So
the reason the Cubs are in the playoff chase is because they play.
But this was a fun game. It was an entertaining game. A lot of offense, a lot of back and forth. Pirates played pretty good baseball for the most part. And yeah, I mean, you have a chance to spoil the Cubs season down the stretch here. So they play tomorrow, Johan Oviedo against Kyle Hendricks at 7:40. Like, if they could take this series, take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, that would be
take this and then do the same thing to the Reds. It would just be awesome. It would just be.
I would love it. So, so we'll be here with the post-game show tomorrow for that. Doug, you got anything to add on this one?
No, like I said, it was offensively, it was one of the better games of the season. I mean, it wasn't just, a couple random home runs. It was everything. You got home runs, you had, doubles, you had, ground outs. Everybody contributed. I think everyone had a hit except Delay, and he scored 2 runs. Everybody was part of the action. You just couldn't ask for a more enjoyable offensive experience to watch. And they kept adding on. They was just terrific to see, especially after it becoming, a ball game again. And they just turned around and said, nope, not today. Good at bats, good hits, everybody contributing. The bullpen did their job. Excellent win against a team that, dear Lord, it looked like the 27 Yankees when they play us.
Yeah, no, great win. Great game to watch. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you commented, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow with hopefully a series win.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucs.